Senator Johnson will join us, as well as Peter Schweizer, who blew this all open in his book, Secret Empires. Straight ahead. We have new, more explosive developments tonight in the intensifying Biden family foreign corruption scandal, as the FBI is now interviewing former Hunter business associate Tony Bobulinski after he claimed that Joe Biden was, in fact, quote, the big guy in revealing text messages dealing with China. And as Fox News reported earlier this week, well, the Bureau is now investigating the Hunter Biden laptop in connection with a money laundering probe. Now, pay attention. This is not hard to understand. You have zero experience Hunter Biden and his criminally convicted partners like Devin Archer, who's awaiting sentencing, and a guy by the name of Bevan Cooney. They made millions of dollars with the shady overseas business dealings. And as the China threat grew, Joe Biden was downplaying Beijing's rise, all while his family was cutting $1.5 billion deal with the Bank of China and other deals with American adversaries. And it's not just about Hunter Biden. It's now about Joe Biden, as he now appears to have put national security at risk so that his family could cash in and make millions. And breaking just tonight from Peter Schweizer, he has obtained a new insider documents which allegedly reveal how Hunter Biden and his associates helped a Chinese military contractor acquire a strategically sensitive Michigan manufacturer, all with the approval of the Obama-Biden administration. We did reach out to the Biden campaign for comment. We have yet to hear back. Here to explain, author of the best-selling book, Secret Empires, investigative journalist Peter Schweizer. All right, so Bevan Cooney is in jail, but he's given you access to 26,000 emails just recently. All right. Then we have Devin Archer, criminally convicted, awaiting his sentencing. Then we've got Tony Bobulinski, and you have spoken to him, correct?
That's correct.
What have you learned?
Well, what we've learned is that what we first reported back in 2018, that the Biden family was developing these ties with all these foreign governments. We're now learning the details. What we're reporting now, Sean, is based on emails that Bevan Cooney provided, how Hunter Biden's firm and Hunter Biden masked the ownership structure of a Chinese company to acquire a sensitive technology company in the United States. That American company's name is Henniges. It's based in Michigan. It produces precision anti-vibration technologies that can be used both for civilian purposes and military purposes. And in the emails we've got, it explains how they set up an offshore ownership structure to try to blur who actually owned the Chinese company entities that ended up buying Henniges. Why this is important, Sean, is it affects national security, but the deal had to be approved by the Obama-Biden administration. So you have the son of the vice president involved with these Chinese companies, including a military contractor buying American company, and that had to be approved by the administration that Hunter Biden's father was the #2 man in. It's quite an extraordinary transaction.
Now, it's Ukraine, it's Russia. We know it's Kazakhstan. We know it's China. And I'm told it might even go further. How much money are we talking about? And in the research for your book, did you ever find any experience of Hunter Biden in private equity, like the deal he made with the Bank of China? Did you ever find any experience in oil or gas? He said he had none on Good Morning America. Why would these countries be paying Hunter Biden and his partners millions of dollars with no experience, while Hunter's dad is the VP?
Yeah, that's a great question, Sean. I would take it even a step further. Not only did Hunter Biden, and in some cases Joe Biden's brothers, who also got foreign deals, not have any experience or expertise in these deals that they struck, it's really stunning, Sean. All of these deals happened while Joe Biden was vice president of the United States. They didn't happen before. They didn't happen all the other time that Joe Biden was around. It only happened once he became a central player in American foreign policy.
Great investigative work. We'll stay on the story. The media is trying to put a blackout on it. Thank you. Now, also tonight, Senator Ron Johnson, Wisconsin, says he's not confident in the FBI's investigation of Hunter Biden's laptop, and also wants Tony Bobulinski to appear before his committee as early as next week. Here to explain more, Senate Homeland Security Committee Chair Ron Johnson. All right, in your report in September, all of what we're reporting here is true, that Hunter Biden and his partners, they got $3.5 million from this Russian oligarch, the First Lady of Moscow, that the Burisma money is real and no experience, that we have a Kazakh oligarch and a wire transfer, and then we have a shopping spree with China on top of the Bank of China, or, you know, the private equity deal that they had, $1.5 billion. That's all fact in your report, correct?
I don't think we report the 1.5 billion, but we certainly, point out the Chinese nationals that they're trying to set up some of these businesses for. And, again, Peter Schweizer has done some great work. One thing I'll add, one of the advantages, if you know Vice President Biden, let's say you're setting up a capital investment business. So Chinese capital is going to come in and buy a company like that, Henniges. Well, sometimes, if it's sensitive type of technology, you need government approval. So what better way of getting government approval than having, the son of the vice president, or possibly the son of the Secretary of State in the case of Chris Hines, right there to kind of help grease the skids to get your approval to buy a company that has technology that just might be helpful to the People's Liberation Army.
Have you, the FBI, according to reports, had Hunter Biden's laptop since December of 2019. Is that true?
That's what yes. It was obtained through a grand jury subpoena, and it was collected. And I don't know what they did. That's why I've written a letter to Inspector General Horowitz to investigate, the circumstances surrounding the obtaining of that computer and what exactly they did with it. Because we know what they did with Anthony Weiner's computer. They didn't do anything until the week before the election, when they had to do something with it.
All right. Let me go to another issue here, and that is this new player that came out yesterday, Bobulinski. Have you met with him? I know you want him to come before your committee next week.
He was going to interview with our committee today, but the FBI gave him a call, and they wanted to interview with him, and I certainly understand why he would give the FBI top priority, but hopefully we'll be able to get him in front of our committee, hopefully next week is what we're hoping.
What about Bevan Cooney, who has now given Peter Schweizer access to 26,000 emails as well? Have you gotten a hold of those? And do you have your own copy of the Hunter Biden hard drive?
I do not. That whistleblower had contacted us, and we've just been going through the authentication process, the validation. And Sean, what I can tell you is we have found nothing, no discrepancies. Everything we found have been verifying and validating the authenticity of all these emails. So, again, for Adam Schiff, quite honestly, you have to give Adam Schiff credit for lying again. I think that's one of the things that really prompted Tony Bobulinski to come forward. He was just so enraged by Adam Schiff lying once again that this is a Russian disinformation campaign. It is not. So thank Adam Schiff for lying one more time to the American public. It amazes me that anybody would listen to that man.
So Hunter Biden and his associates and Joe Biden's family cashed in millions and millions of dollars in deals while he was vice president, and actually even flying on Air Force Two. Is that a fact?
We certainly believe so. And of course, what we also know is Vice President Biden is now a serial liar. I mean, how many times does he have to tell us, oh, I never talked to Hunter about his overseas businesses? And yet we now know a number of reasons why we know exactly he did lie, because he met with Tony. He met with Tony and Hunter and James in Los Angeles in May of 2017. What did they talk about? The weather? No, they talked about the business. We know that Amos Hochstein, special envoy to Ukraine, talked to the vice president about that glaring conflict of interest, and then Joe Biden talked to Hunter to arrange a meeting between Hunter and Amos Hochstein. So we proved that in our report. I never believed the vice president ever talked to his son on a multi-hour flight to China that then resulted in a handshake with Hunter Biden's future business partner. No, Vice President Biden continues to lie, and I think the American people need to hold him accountable for those lies.
All right, Senator, thanks for staying on the story. We'll continue to bring you on to update our audience. Thank you. When we come back, we're going to break things down, where they stand in the important swing states around the country. We're only 11 days away. You're the ultimate jury. The architect Karl Rove is next. Later, Leo 2.0 and Dan Bongino as well. Stay with us.